opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or messages posted in chat are strictly their own personal views and do not reflect the views of Bolin Services, Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit organization, nor does it reflect the views of the sponsors of this program. Political commentary, if any, are strictly personal opinions and should not be construed as endorsements of or opposition to any political party, candidate, or voter initiative by Bolin Services, Inc. This audio-visual presentation is copyrighted by Kenneth W. Bolin. No rebroadcast, retransmission, simulcast, or other distribution of this video or the audio associated with it is permitted without the express written permission of Kenneth W. Bolin. All original content on this presentation is owned in full and solely by Kenneth W. Bolin.
Warning, the following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with Dutch Mantel.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another big day of championship podcasting. And I am Kenny the Starmaker Bolin, once again here by myself, going solo, which I'm getting very used to doing. And open topics tonight. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about it. And Randy Macho Man Satterley, first one in the chat room tonight. How you doing, Randy Macho Man Satterley? Matter of fact, Randy Macho Man Satterley, the first one to make a donation tonight. He has made a $20 challenge. We got a young lady out there named Natasha who's needing some help with school supplies. And we helped her with 1,700 pesos the other day. She's got 3 kids. She's a single mom. And we helped her with 1,700 pesos to get the ball rolling about a week and a half ago. And we're going to see if we can be of some help to get her the other 1,700 pesos she needs tonight. I've been telling her that it's going to take a couple of weeks because we had other projects that we had to get knocked out. Eunice's mother is needing some gallbladder medicine. It's not horribly expensive. It's about, $12, $13. And supposedly she gets paid today or tomorrow. She's been hearing that story quite a bit, so we'll see how that goes down. Billy Sellers in the house. Billy has asked for permission. Billy, where'd your badge go? You just had the goddamn thing. Does Billy buy the 1 week badge?
I think Billy has multiple accounts, and so just depending on where it's connected.
I don't know.
There's 210 different Billy Sellers out there.
Use could be. Use the account that has the badge. That's a start
what
right
I would
there.
do, you know.
Just use the one, and then I don't got to bitch at you.
Maybe
Or if you're one of the fake Billy
needs.
Sellers, because everybody wants to be Billy Sellers. If you're one of the fake Billy Sellers, then be a fake Billy Sellers with a badge and then fucking try to fool somebody for crying out goddamn loud.
Maybe we should just make the show badge members only.
We've done that before. You see where that gets us.
Well,
we've done that
same
before.
Place most of the regular
same place.
Yeah.
But same place is what it does. Speaking of, we don't have the Blaze banner up in the right-hand corner. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, there is a reason it's not up there.
What's the reason?
Because it got taken down for some reason.
That's the case.
I think it's because you went on.
I feel like I just saw a White House press meeting today.
The last time I was on with you went unsponsored for a rant.
For a little bit.
So, in fact, we're unsponsored now.
We're unsponsored now.
Let's fix that.
You know what?
Now we're sponsored.
Well, let's address the sponsors.
Hello, sponsors.
And then we're going to go on sponsors again because there's a lot of shit going on that the sponsor. And I don't know the sponsors. I mean, we do run the thing that says the opinions of the person on this show may or may not, coincide and all that. We do run that. But there's a lot of stupid shit going on right now that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And, today was this. Yeah, I hate to watch the news all day. But then again, if you miss an hour, you've missed something else stupid that just happened. And I don't know. But shout out to our good friends at Arby's. They sent over some sandwiches the other day. That was very nice of them. Their version of the Big Montana. It's a half-pound roast beef sandwich, which I get about 3 meals out of. Even put it on a low-carb wrap because there's so much meat on the damn thing. So they sent over a few of those the other day. Going to Five Guys tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment to address why the hell I'm tired all the time. I get my 8 hours sleep. It's in stages. I get my 8 hours sleep, but my eyes have been killing me lately. And the doctor normally takes 2 weeks to get to see my doctor, but they're rushing me in tomorrow at 3:00 to find out what the hell's going on. So going over there to get that addressed too. And then once we're done at the doctor's, I'm going over for the cure to drowsiness and bad eyesight. I'm going to go to Five Guys. I'll just smell my way to the burger and I'll be fine. Royals Chicken will be with us for another short period of time. It doesn't look like their management's not even giving their employees free meals. So, they're not going to do what we want to do, but they've been good to us. So we're going to keep them up until a few more days. July, we will take down Royals. We'll find some. As a matter of fact, it could be BW3s. BW3s got purchased by Arby's apparently in November. But CNN was making a bit of a deal out of it yesterday. And I wasn't aware of this happened. There's people, well, where did Arby's get $2.9 million? Their general manager wrote me back. He says, with what they don't pay us. So could be some truth to that. I don't know.
There you
go. And in Carrabba's in the fish house, we still have with us there. I don't get to go there as often as I'd like. But Five Guys and Arby's I wear out because they're close by. And there's multiple locals. Oh, and of course, Blaze Pizza, which I'll be going to next week. Blaze is very, very good. They've got a 5 for $35 deal. Manager told me yesterday that is for the regular pizza, not the large. But it's five slices of pizza for $35. It's three regular pizzas, 2 sides for $35. You almost can't get a good large pizza anymore for $30. So and Chris and I get the regular Blaze pizza, and we eat half of it and take the other half home. And that's on a regular. I don't even know how big the large is. We're going to try it next time just for the hell of it. Because if we take half of the regular pizza home, and that's both of it.
Take 2/3 of a large home.
Well, that's decent math. I mean, it could work out that way.
3/4.
Well, Bob, you lied to me again. Now,
15,
I wrote you yesterday and told you I hated you.
You did.
Yeah.
And I took that to heart.
Well, I sent you money to tell you that.
Yeah,
I mean, that ought to have been worth
here's
something.
money so much I hate you, and they give it back to me.
Now, give it back to me now that I've paid you to tell you that I think I was trying to tell you I hate something that was going on television. And it came out, I hate Bob. By the way, here's $35. I need you to send it back. So it all worked out, though. Bob took it to stride. Well, you know, Anna's in the house. There's Anna.
I mean, I get told that by half the women I ask out. I hate you, Bob. The other half are like, well,
yeah, it's a good way to good way to at least know where you stand on these things. Sorry about the badge, Kenny.
Well, there
you go. Now he's got the badge back. There you go.
I think.
Well, you know how picky I am about the badge. The first thing I would do.
Let's look at this profile picture versus this profile picture. There we go. That is not the same Billy Sellers. Look, I mean, does that guy look at all?
No, not a thing.
Guy? Not a bit.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Well, he has the badge, so he can be Billy Sellers.
Anna says, thank you so much for helping my siblings and my grandfather. Glad we could help Anna. We're also trying to help a young lady named Natasha with her kids. Anna and Natasha are kind of new to us. They're brand, and sometimes we're a little reluctant to take on new because the old take up a lot of money. But you know, if the situation is dire enough, we do what we can. And but you have to understand, you know, we got quite a few people here we try to help. And I do want to say, and I'm not going to talk about a whole lot, but Randy the Macho Man Satterley was kind enough to reach out to me today, and he knew that I was stressing out a little bit over Choco's vet bills, which are they were under $1,000, but over $850. We'll say that. And Randy reached out to me today and said he wanted to be of some help with that. He says, I know you got some things there for sale. He says, we'll just worry about it at a later time. And he says, I would like to try to help you with at least half of that. I told him I'm not going to say the amount, but you know, that's he's open.
Half of something between something and something.
Yeah, half of something between something. So I didn't really say the amount, but and I said, well, what would you like in exchange for helping me with that? And he said, we'll work it out later. So I told him some things I had. He said I'd like the crown. I said, well, I've been offered $2,000 for the crown, and the crown is still sitting here. So I would say it's pretty safe to say you're not going to get the crown. I did chat with Jerry Lawler just for a little bit today. I sent him some stupid picture of me and him dressed basically in Lost in Space costumes from 1977. And I don't get a chuckle out of him often, but I got one today. So it was nice to put a smile on the king's face.
Speaking of Lost in Space, I want to say a very belated, as of yesterday, happy birthday to June Lockhart, who turned 100.
Wait, is she still alive?
She is still alive.
How old?
She turned 100 years old yesterday.
Well, there you go. I would have never guessed in a million years that she was still with us.
I was shocked when I heard this, but yeah, Bill
Mooney. I don't know how old Bill Mooney is, but last time I saw him, he was still looking pretty good.
Now, Bill was actually the guy who wished her a happy birthday on
Oh man, that's cool as hell.
X or whatever, and so
Now
that's
there's a
how I
guy
knew
I'd
she was
love to
still
have
alive.
on the show. I'd love to have Bill Mooney on if he only knew what a fan I was of that show. Maybe one of the biggest fans ever. And I'm going to tell a story right now that I don't know that I've ever told on
Bill
this
Mooney
show.
is 71 years old.
71. It looks good for 71. And what was the show he was in on Sci-Fi Channel? Because I watched it rather on a regular.
Not Battlestar Galactica.
No, he wasn't
Babylon
there.
5. Babylon 5.
Okay, he was on another one too about like time travel.
Space Command.
Space Jump or
Space Command.
Time. It wasn't Time Tunnel. That was a whole nother show from back in the 70s.
I love Time Tunnel. It was actually a really.
I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed the Time Tunnel, but then again, we had 3 channels back then. There was 311 and 32 because 41 wasn't here yet.
Time Tunnel, Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
And hang on, we'll take it a step further. We had Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. We had Land of the Giants.
Land of the Giants.
We had what was the karate Kato
Kung Fu?
No, not Kung Fu.
With the Green Hornet
Hornet, yeah, Green Hornet was all.
That only lasted one season though.
Was that only one season?
Yeah.
How tough? How the hell did the Green Hornet not catch fire?
I don't know.
Especially with Batman. Bruce fucking Lee.
Green Hornet was a little more serious than the Batman TV show, and so I think people were kind of expecting that same kind of campy kind of superhero thing.
Let's run through all that Jules Verne's and we had Lost in Space, the Time Tunnel.
We did. Also, our rest in peace, Bobby Sherman, my little sister's heartthrob from the 70s. He passed away a couple.
Walk Away, Little Girl. Was that the song he had?
Julie, 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 Do You Love Me?
Julie was a great song. I remember that. But don't let me lose train of thought here. I'm trying to get all these 6.
So Lost in Space.
Green Hornet, Lost in Space, Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was another one of my favorite. Cornette and I used to watch that.
Really good show.
And would predict who would turn heel on each show. Do you remember those, Bob?
Yeah, because it was always like someone who's lost their mind for some reason.
It was either Richard Basehart or Admiral Crane. One of them was turning heel. Or Shockey, whatever his name was. You know, you had those sub-characters that might turn heel. But me and Cornette would watch, and we would try to predict before the episode would start, all right, who's turning heel tonight? And we had to watch 5 minutes of the show and determine who was turning heel, because somebody was. Every goddamn show. But no, those were well done. But the Flying Sub was not in all the seasons. Flying Sub was not in season 1.
That was
they had to build that
introduction
Flying Sub
to try to give the show a little more variety in settings. You know,
am I leaving it?
There's only so much you can do under the water, right?
There's only so much you can do under the water.
Well, I mean,
sometimes
so like the Munsters definitely fall in that area. Addams Family, those were all the
so many ice blocks can fall, or a giant rise from the ocean and pick
Land of the Giants was an interesting one. I always thought that
was an interesting show, and that little ship was always getting roughed up. And the little fat guy that was on the ship, and they had a couple of hot girls on that little ship.
Outer Limits was more of an episodic thing.
Outer Limits wasn't really like the Jules Verne's shows. Yeah. And
my favorite Martian was a comedy. It doesn't really count. You remember Thunderbirds, right, with the puppets?
Thunderbirds ago, yes, absolutely. Yeah. And but I threw that kind of in a loop with Ultraman.
Yeah, Star Trek was really not. It was like late in that thing.
Star Trek. Somebody told me they bailed out on Lost in Space when Star Trek came about, and I just viewed them as 2 entirely different shows. I didn't
remember Fantastic Voyage.
I do remember the Fantastic Voyage.
They shrunk the people down so they could like send them into the human body to.
Yeah. I wasn't crazy about Fantastic Voyage, not like I was Lost in Space, and I enjoyed Star Trek, but Lost in Space season 1, black and white, was a bit more serious show. Oh, the story I was going to tell. Here's what people don't know. Zachary, and Al Snow will tell you this. I stole a lot of my heel shit, not only from Jerry Lawler, who fortunately I got to chat with today. He will be 70. 6, November 29th. Same day as Dutch Mantel, same day as JBL, same day as what's her name? Eunice, Ruby May, and what's the other girl's name? Jen. I can't remember. She's got a couple of shirts. A lot of 29s. I wasn't a huge fan because Lauren Green was in Battlestar Galactica, and I love Lauren Green. Didn't like seeing him on Battlestar Galactica. Don't take him off the Ponderosa and stick him on a goddamn spaceship. I didn't like that.
And he didn't have
Big Hoss Cartwright and Little Joe on her too. Shit,
Yeah, they just need Hoss on Battlestar Galactica.
That would have well, the ship wouldn't have never took off if that were the case. I'm going to say it right now. My little Art Gel does not have a lot of competition out there when it comes to little kids. I love Art Gel with a passion. The sweetest, kindest, prettiest eyes on a little girl I've ever seen. Mayla Ali's got 2 of the cutest kids that ever lived. I sent Bob a couple of the videos, probably way more than I normally send of kids, but they were making these little videos. And here's what I want to say about this. These poor little kids, they ain't got jack shit. They don't have anything that our kids have over here. All the toys and television and entertainment and air conditioning and padded floors and
pillows,
seats, pillows, blankets.
Beds.
These kids ain't got jack shit. And these two toilets, well, they now have an indoor bathroom thanks to us. But those 2 little kids are making these little music videos and just putting on performances. And the little sister's copying the bigger sister who couldn't be 4 or 5. And they just put out some of the cutest videos. I put them on my stories yesterday, those that were 30 seconds or less. And I don't even know the kids' names, but I get the videos every now and then, and they thank us when we help them. So for those of you that got the videos, if Art Gel has any competition, and Art Gel it will be 11, I think in January, if I remember correctly. But those 2 kids are the cutest little things ever. And anytime we can do anything to help improve those kids' life with school supplies or fucking something to sit on or a blanket or a pillow or a mattress, anything to make those kids' lives a little easier. I think we did get them mattresses a while back. I remember that. But God, I mean, and those kids are so fucking happy. And they ain't got anything. They ain't got nothing. But they're sitting there just making videos, making each other laugh and coordinating, their facial expressions to the songs and everything. And just, if I sent you the videos, watch them because her kids are just adorable. And it's the only competition Little Art Gel has because we don't have many that young that coordinate with the show. But it just made my day to get those videos, to see those kids having so little, but yet finding a way to be happy. So for those of us that are bitching and moaning and whining about how little we've got and how rough shit is, and another thing that irks me is for those of you that write me, Kenny, man, I'm broke, I ain't got no money. I mean, I wish I could help. And all we're asking for is $5 or $10 because if everybody watches the show did 5 or 10, it's amazing what we could do. But the stupid thing Venmo does is let me see all your transactions. And when $45 for Uber Eats, probably just for you, or if it was 2. Do you know how much money I've spent on Uber Eats since I've been doing this podcast? It's called none, because it's out fucking rageous is why. Now Bob's going to say, well, Kenny, I disagree. But I have considered, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it soon. Uber Eats, I earn every time I order something from Instacart, I get credits for restaurant orders. And I saw Popeyes has got buy one, get one chicken sandwiches for $5.99. So you buy one $6 sandwich, you get another one for free. On top of that, I get $20 off if I order $35 or more. So I am going to do that. And me and my son are going to take a bunch of Popeyes chicken sandwiches down here to the Bridges and hand them out to homeless people there in the area. Help my friend Carrie out because that's a lot of what she does. The one that helped me get my 501c3 set up. She focuses most of her attention on the homeless, and we focus most of our attention on the Filipino families, which she does some of that as well. She's actually got a little church-sponsored getaway over there to where she goes over and helps Filipino families. She's got a place to stay over there, and she's looking to build a home over there within the next 3 years. So, yeah, anytime you guys can help, and maybe you can give up an Uber Eats meal, something like that, So you know what? I'm not going to drop $40 on food tonight, but I'll donate 10 or 15 to help the show out. And you still saved yourself $25. So, or don't deal with me on Venmo to where I see you spent $40 on Uber Eats and then tell me how broke you are.
But Kenny, I can't afford that. I just
can't afford that.
Yeah.
I love the Popeyes chicken wrap. They're pretty good. And so, Billy, are both of those accounts yours? I guess. I don't know.
I think he's got one on his. He used to have one on his phone, a different one on his computer.
It could be. I thought I had both my phones in here. Let's see if we have any donations tonight, other than Randy the Macho Man Satterley. Eunice's mother needing help for the medicine. She heard us announce that. She said, "Thank you very much." Jelly Bean saying, "Hello, good morning, my Kenny. How you doing, Jelly Bean?" Jelly Bean, I think, is still on assignment.
She is for a few more days.
A few more days? Oh, is that all it is? A few more days?
Helping out Aunt Mimi.
I thought she was going to be there for a few weeks.
Well, she was going to be there for 4 weeks altogether, I think. But she said to me just now, maybe it's an English translation concern. But she said, "We will go home for 4 days, my Bobby Bob. My cousin will go home here to my aunt house." So let me ask her, is that 4 days?
Well, I thought Thursday night might be a good night for us, but so far, Bob, the only donation we have is Randy the Macho Man Satterley, who made a $20 challenge, and so far, no one else has done anything. Time is it 9:28?
2 minutes. Cooper Flagg is not a fan of the show because he just hit a big payday.
Yeah, Cooper could probably donate a little something. He could do that. I saw that Louisville has a neutral game site. I wrote you about this earlier today. Neutral site game, Louisville against Baylor. Where's the game? Out Bob's back door down in Fort Worth somewhere.
It's actually in my backyard. They're playing.
Throwing up the goals right now, probably. Get those fuckers country outdoor game.
Yeah.
To handle the crowd. You can't have that thing indoors.
Could you imagine playing basketball outdoors in Texas in July or August?
No. God. No, I can't imagine playing it up.
Be dead.
In Tell City, Indiana today, which is just down the road from me about 20, 30 miles. 20, 30 miles from here in Tell City, Indiana at 10:30 in the morning. The temperature was 111 degrees at 10:30 in the morning. Louisville, we were cool. We were ice cold. It was 101 at 10:30 in the morning. And then some rain blew through. They said that we got 3/4 of an inch of rain at the airport. Well, I don't live that far from the airport, but we were lucky to get 1/10 of an inch of rain here. My son lives about 6 miles from me. He said he didn't get 1/10. But we got enough just to get the ground wet. I mean, I went out there when it said it was raining on Alexa to clean the yard up because the temperature had dropped all the way down to 88 from 102, whatever the hell it was, and with a temperature of around 112, 113. It's going to be only 105 tomorrow, and then a cool front hits, and our temperatures are going to be in the low 100s for a few days. So, oh my God, I am begging for fucking wintertime, which I'm not a fan of winter, but I ain't a fan of this shit either. I've got I turned my air conditioner on a few days ago. Lord knows what the goddamn electric bill is going to be.
Yeah, and I can always put on more clothes in the winter. I can't get any more.
It's hard to get cool enough in the summer. I mean, I've got the air. I didn't turn the air conditioning on for the first time till 4 days ago. And I'm keeping the cat inside. There's Jeff. Hot dang. Jeff made it in time for a change. How you doing, Jeff? So, like I said, we had some challenges going on, but Randy Macho Man Satterley is the only one. For some reason, Vito Andretti sent me something, but I don't know what it is. I don't have my reading glasses on. I'll have to check that out later. Actually, I'm planning to go home because, I'm sitting here trying to read Eunice's mother's. Now I'll have to read that after the show because it's rather lengthy. And but yeah, so far, Randy Macho Man Satterley, $20 donation, and says I would like to be of a help to you with Choco's vet bills, and he said something in the neighborhood of half. if you can motivate others to help you with the other half. That's why I can't motivate anybody to match your $20 yet. So what time do we kick on, Bob? About 9. By the time the credit's about 9:08.
Yeah, roughly.
So we'll give it till 9:45. We'll give it 15 more minutes to see if we can raise at least $60 to help these families out. We got $20 from Randy Macho Man Satterley, and a commitment to help me out. Now let's get it straight. We're going to reward him for what he does. He wants some autographed pictures in exchange, or possibly an autographed Cornette book. No, He ain't getting the crown. Because if I'm going to turn down 2,000, I don't know what my mark would be on the crown. I really don't know.
Let's say 10,000 to start.
Well, that I'd probably take. And tell Jerry, hey, you got any other crown? I know you got a lot of crowns laying around there.
Yeah, I'll give you $500 bucks
This is
for
my
the
favorite
crowns,
one.
Kenny.
The reason this is my favorite, this is exactly what he wore in the 70s when I first met him. This was the one that it didn't have any of those big obtruse things in the middle of the crown. I know you have trouble seeing it from here because I got all kinds of shit on top of it. But this was the exact crown that he wore. Now, I don't know if it's the exact one he had in the 70s. And I remember when I first started talking to Jerry about his crowns, there's little sweet Eunice. I had a dream about Eunice the other day. I got to tell you about some of this dream. I don't dream about all the Filipinos, but Eunice has worked her way into my dreams 2 or 3 times. Listen to this shit. I have a dream about Eunice, and then she writes me 2 minutes after I wake up. I wake up, and I had this dream about Eunice, and you guys are going, well, you dirty old man. Just shut up.
Wait till you hear the dream first.
Wait till you hear the dream
then
first.
You can call him a dirty old man.
Then you can call me dirty old man. So I have this dream about Eunice, and I hope Eunice is able to hear this. Me and Eunice are playing tennis somewhere in the Philippines. Eunice comes across the net to walk up on me. Eunice is taller than me. Now, we all know Eunice is, I don't think, any taller than 5'2", 5'3". But in my dream, Eunice is built like Venus, or not even Venus Williams. What's the other one?
Jade Cargill.
Well, not quite Jade Cargill build, but close. She's tall. Eunice is taller than me. We're playing tennis. Eunice looks to be 23 or 24 in the dream. She's going to be 19 in November 29th. I know her birthday. And that was the goddamnest dream. And then what did me and Eunice do after we played tennis?
More than
and
like
I don't
Serena,
even know who. Go ahead.
Serena Williams.
Serena, yeah.
Venus, yeah.
Yeah. Now, she wasn't quite the Serena build, but I'm going, holy shit. So Eunice is like 23 or 24 in the dream, taller than me. So 6'1", 6'2", give or take. And then I don't know who won the tennis match. She come across the net to meet me, so I guess she won, which I never claimed to be good at tennis. And then guess what me and Eunice do after that? We go sit on some hilltop and eat mangoes. And I haven't seen mango in here in a while. We eat mangoes. I've never in my life had a dream to where I ate a mango. And in the dream, the mango tastes good.
Well, that's
good.
And
And so I wake up. It must have been something, what do you call it, telepathically, something like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up, I pick up my phone, and Eunice is writing me. And I'm going, Eunice, you ain't going to believe this shit. I just had a dream about you. Oh, my God, Daddy. What? What about? We were playing tennis and eating mangoes. And she's in school. You know, this is her senior year. She's in school. And I'm having to tell her this dream that we were playing tennis and eating mangoes. So.
Very strange.
I had a dream about her once before to where she had her own apartment, had everything set up cool. And she was older in that dream too. She was in her 20s, but had her shit together and had a job, had her own apartment, and was just doing good, just very proud. Oh, and there's her tag team partner, Gwen. Gwen, I'm sorry, I didn't dream about you playing tennis, honey. I'm so sorry. We did. Well, there's our check. Just name a kid. They're popping in here tonight.
Say their name and they will come. They're the Joe Hendrys of
they will come.
Joe Hendrys of the Philippines.
Let's see. We still have no donations other than nope. God damn.
Well, Getting
Come on,
close to the
Jeff
end,
Sanford,
folks.
a little something. A little something make it look like it's worth our time and effort tonight. You might be the only one nice enough to do anything for us tonight. Let's see here. You're going Art Joe. How you doing, Art Joe? And as you know, we have Ruby May and her Ruby May's coming home. If not today, tomorrow. It's Thursday night for us, so it's Friday for them. So hopefully Ruby's coming home, and they're going to go pick up their washing machine together. And we had some fans that were nice enough to round up enough money to help them get a washing machine. Can't do that for everybody, but when there's 7 people in one house, and poor little Ruby's one having to do all the laundry at 15 years of age, you know, we wanted to do something about that here. So no, every single mom out there with 1 or 2 kids, we can't get you a washing machine. But when there's 7 or 8 people in one family and a 15-year-old kid's doing all the work, well, this show wanted to do something about that. So if some of you out there want to get mad at me that we don't buy everybody a washing machine, I'm sorry. But when one 15-year-old kid is doing 7 people's laundry, something needs to be done. And we did it. So they're going to go pick out their washing machine tomorrow. They've already got it picked out. They just got to go pick it up. And then Ruby May will be the primary one to benefit from that the most. So we're trying to raise at least $60 in here tonight so we can help out. Bob, are you all right? Just something sounds wrong over there.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just sitting here waiting for the young ladies to get their money because no one's giving any.
No one giving any. I'm looking. We got Daniel Emily has accepted that $20 challenge and raised it $5. Daniel Emily with $25. So if I could shame Jeff Sanford into $25, and I sent Jeff some pretty cool pictures today. I certainly did.
Jeff.
I sent Jeff some pretty cool. I know I sent Jeff Sanford $25 worth of pictures and comments. Jeff suggested that we do a call-in show, which we've done one before. And it didn't do that well because these chicken shits didn't want to talk.
That's true.
You know, they didn't want to talk. And I told him, I said, well, I'm not overly excited to put out my cell phone number. He said, well, you can get an 800 number. I said, well, I'm not overly excited about buying an 800 number.
We get a Google number for.
Yeah. For what? And I've got one of those. Yeah, but so I use that for other shit.
Here's my phone, folks. Call me right away. You can call my number.
Yeah, I've got a Google number because one of my sponsors today had to ask me, who is this? I said, it's Kenny. Well, I won't say what I said, but so we got 45 in the house. If we can get 25 more, at least we'll have enough that we can get Natasha's kids taken care of, and maybe one other family with a little bit of help, and Eunice's mother's gallbladder tablets that she needs, and Bob's been seeing the receipts. We've been sending out a lot of money that we haven't got. Is what we've been doing.
Yes,
$10, $15, $20 at a time, but you know.
But when you do 10 of those, that's 150.
And adds up.
Yeah.
All right, from Art Gel, Daddy. Well, fuck, got to switch glasses. Hang on. Switch glasses. Those are for glare. I'm going to the eye doctor and my regular doctor tomorrow. Thank you, Daddy. I hope one day I become a real. Oh, I made a picture of Art Gel as a nurse holding a teddy bear. She's cute as a little button. Daddy, I didn't go to school today because I have a fever and a cough so bad. And we don't have rice, and we don't have money to pay for motorcycle to go to school. My head is spinning. That is from 10-year-old Art Gel. Well, sounds like Art Gel needs a little help with medicine. And they didn't have money for a motorcycle to go to school. So, 99 problems, and Filipinos have 102. Thank you, Dad. She's not feeling well by now. She called me for a few. Okay, well, we're trying to raise the money for your mother's medicine. We're working on it. All right. All righty. And let's see here. Oh, okay. Just saw your message there. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
99 problems.
Yeah.
And it says we got money here.
If I ever move to the Philippines, I'm going to start a school. I'm going to teach money management. and I'm going to fail every single
Oh,
Filipino.
yeah, you'll have to fail
Because
them all.
not all single one of them understands how to
Zach
handle.
Bonifer. We don't hear from Zach much anymore. Zach Bonifer with $12.47.
Thank you, Zach Bonifer.
And I have not been able to shame Mr. Sanford to even a small donation. And every now and then, Jeff would do 50, 75. I think he's even done more than that before. So it's not like he don't do anything for us, but we're really in desperate need of about $25 more help. But $12.47 from Zach Bonifer. We haven't heard from Zach in quite some time. We haven't heard from John Paul in quite some time.
True.
He wrote me and said he's dealing with shit, but aren't we all? Aren't we all? All right. We all are. Let's see, 942. Well, I think we're still shy of that $60, aren't we?
We are indeed.
All right. Well, we got 3 minutes. Let's see if anybody out there wants to save the day. And if not, Bob and I are going to go do some other shit. Being as Coltrane don't give a shit. Has the milk carton been put out? Have you heard it? I haven't heard a word from him.
I have not heard a word from him in a while.
I haven't heard a word from him.
They haven't done their show.
I'm not even going to get into my political rants tonight because it don't matter. What's the word of the day, Bob? You know, if you've been watching politics at all the past few days, what is the word of the day?
Iran. I don't know.
No, that's not the word of the day. What's the word of the day? That if a certain somebody had not used this word, we might not have all this fucking trouble going on right now. The word of the day is obliterated.
Oh, well.
Obliterated.
Yeah, well, there's, in some people's minds.
Especially when you don't know what happened.
Yeah, we obliterated.
Yeah, we don't know.
Here, look. Here's a piece of tape, Kenny. And look. I just obliterated it.
No, it's severely damaged.
No, it's not damaged at all. It's still fully intact.
Still fully intact tape.
I think I set it back by a month or so.
Did you see the Hegseth drunken rant today where he's bitching? And this is a friendly press corps that he's bitching out, by the way. He's just putting on a show. He's bitching out their hand-picked audience because they don't let any of the hard-hitting questions in there anymore. So he's and then the one girl he's bitching at the most turns out is a Fox News war vet correspondent. She goes to all the war sites, and I'm sorry, I call it Fox News, Fox Entertainment. And then they refer to everybody else as fake news. Well, all the other news shows I watch, none of them have been sued for $750 million for lying to the American people, proven in a court of law. And a court of law is making them pay the $3.4 billion. Now, I don't know whether they paid it yet or not, but a court has ruled against them. And I haven't heard anything about them winning anything on appeal. I haven't even heard anything about there was an appeal. Yeah, we got beat. Good luck getting your fucking money. $750 million ruled upon by the court system for Fox Entertainment for knowingly lying to the American people. Now, I watch a lot of Fox Entertainment because I like to laugh as much as the next guy. And to watch them just blow everybody in the Trump administration, because even if I watch MSNBC or CNN or News Nation or whatever the fuck I'm on, the BBC, they will call people out. They will have people from both sides on the show. Abby Phillip on CNN has the best show going because they'll have two of the most racist, ridiculous piece of shit Trump supporters on the show, along with two decent people, Democrats. And they'll just sit there and go head to head at it and go back and forth for an hour. And I'm like, and Scott Jennings from Louisville represents Louisville like I represent, name me a very racist city in Texas, Bob.
All of them.
I hope not. I hear San Antonio's not so bad. I hear most of Dallas ain't so bad.
Let's say Plano. Plano might be a racist city. It's a suburb of Dallas. I mean, the cities themselves, El Paso, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, to a lesser extent Fort Worth, tend to be Let's go with Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock would be out there.
Lubbock, okay, yeah, because most major cities are Democrat run anyway.
We're not
Normally
saying that
70,
Lubbock,
80%.
Texas is a racist city. We're just saying, as a potentially city that could be racist, a name like Lubbock would
Lubbock.
potentially put you in there. It's just
Old
hypothetically
Trough.
speaking.
Old Trough. I know a guy from there.
Abilene, Texas.
Abilene. Okay. All right. All right. Zach says he's been in the hospital for a couple months. Since I get a check on Friday or Saturday, I now extend a challenge. All right.
Zach, what's been going on with you?
Yeah, because Tyler has been in the hospital a little bit too. Tyler Cox, he's been in the hospital a little bit.
Sometimes known as TC.
Well, Jeff, what's your challenge? And we'll, because I know Jeff is good for whatever he's challenging, and we will make good on that. Jeff wants a good autograph picture of me suitable for framing. So I'm going through my collection here, trying to find something worthy of that for him. And we'll get him something, and a water bottle, and a BS card, boss card, I should say. And no, he's done enough for the show.
Here, I'll autograph this picture.
Is that you?
That is me at 4 years old. This is me being told I've got to do the Kenny Bolin show.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't want to do that. Yeah, that was early on. They were preparing you for a stressful life is what they were doing. They were preparing you.
This is kind of cool. I found this one. I was digging through some stuff and found this. This is me. Let me get this up here if you can see this. That is me with my mom. And I was about 9 months old at the time.
The youngest one I've got with my mom. There's one of me in a bathtub with mom somewhere. It's around somewhere. I'd have to find it. But there's one of me and mom outside in LaGrange during the winter. I'm assuming around February. So I'm probably about a year old.
This was my wife. So yes, I did kick way out of my league.
Yeah. She knew you knew something on her.
She did better than I did. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you knew something.
I did better than she did. That's the correct way.
Yeah, I don't show pictures of my ex-wife because I knew I could have done better.
Yeah.
So I don't do that.
This is me. So this is hard to tell because it's kind of light there. This is me and my dad on my grandfather's
it's all glare.
farm.
We can't see a thing. It's all glare.
All right. Well, it's a wonderful picture of me and my dad with some cattle.
No. Okay.
We were cattle barons back then.
So Jeff, what is your challenge, Mr. Jeffrey?
There we go. There's the final picture of little baby Bobby sitting in the crib.
I don't think I have any of me in a crib. I got one of me in a
bathtub.
bathtub.
Damn it, Kenny, quit interrupting me.
8-9 months old. Well, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
So there we go.
You've been interrupting me this whole show, and now you want me not to interrupt you. I don't know what the hell you're thinking. Don't have to worry about Coltrane interrupting me. I can't believe he hadn't touched base with us to let us know what the fuck's going on with him.
Yeah, I think maybe he was. Could be he got caught up in one of those ice things. Maybe he's not the right color to stay in Phoenix.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe something has happened. No, I've been very fatigued lately too, Zach, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's due to the problem I've been having with my eyes or what, but I am going to the doctor tomorrow.
Jeff, what is the challenge?
But Jeff said he's going to make a challenge, but he won't tell us what the challenge is. So that's a hard challenge to hold him to if he won't tell us what the challenge is. And we're agreeing to stay that extended 30 minutes if we know what the challenge is. If we know what the challenge is. Oh, you got to be shitting.
Oh, my Lord.
You got to be
shitting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Joe Hendry of our podcast.
I heard my name somewhere, so. And then I saw my pictures on the
You've been hearing it longer than that.
Well, I did say in the chat, I'm going to put his picture on the meme. He has to show up now.
Hey, what can I say? I appear when I'm needed.
Okay.
After an extended absence. Welcome to the Coltrane.
I'm just gonna say it the way any old fat white guy would say it. Where the fuck you been, man?
I was in Nebraska for a couple of weeks, and
Well, that would explain why you've
They
had
don't
no
have
way to
the
communicate
internet,
with us.
right?
man,
They have
the
no
reception
internet
was
in,
shitty. Just I was watching Hulu on my phone, and it would keep cutting off, and so I just gave up on that shit.
I did get an offer today. Okay, we got an echo, and I know whose fault it is.
Oh, of course.
There's only one new person here.
Hang on, let me hit this button.
Yeah, we hit that echo button there. Only one thing's changed, so we know what. We do have 2 donations that have come in, Bob.
How's that?
Do we still have an echo? We still have an echo.
Some bitch.
Some bitch.
Hold on, let me try something else here.
Gosh, it's too bad you're not like a professional podcaster,
No.
voiceover artist kind of guy.
I know, right?
Deal with echoes and stuff.
Well, there might be an echo attached to this, but we'll.
How's that?
Jaded Zen Entertainment has donated $20.
Very deep.
All right.
Jaded Zen Entertainment has donated $20.
No.
And Jeff Sanford says that he will be good for this, and has made a $99 challenge to the room to match his donation coming Friday or Saturday.
Who was that?
So thank you, Jeff.
Jeff
Very
Sanford
kind
and
of-
Son.
Jeff Sanford and Son. Yeah.
There's
Thank
something
you,
about
Jeff.
that automatically adjust the mic thing that makes an echo.
Is that what it is?
Echo cancellation on. Makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the look of the Shure microphones. You have a Shure as well, right? Or no, you got the Yeti.
The Yeti, don't you?
You got the
Actually,
Yeti.
I have this cheap little thing I got on Temu that seems to work a little better than the Yeti.
Yeah,
It's like
well, I
$10.
got these off Amazon for they're called Mudwigs, and I think I got them for $23 each. And here's a surprise: I was selling them. Well, I had to buy a few of them to get them at that price, but I was selling them for $69 each, and people were thrilled with them. And
That's side
and but the Shure microphone, I think, if you set it a certain way, will cover you from a further distance and more uniformity, I guess. This one here is more directional.
Right. This one has this kind of a range as opposed to this
Yeah.
kind of range.
Yeah, if I'm right on this one, I think mine sounds as clear as anybody. As a matter of fact, Stone Cold Steve Austin said he liked mine better than his $440 Shure microphone, but he said he had to get one that come with a protective case because he travels with it and everything. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first time I did his show, he said he liked my sound better than his if I'm up talking on my microphone. Jambi's in the house there. So no, thank you, Jeffrey. That was very kind of you. And like I said, Randy Macho Man Satterley said he was going to do something real nice to help us out with the Choco bills, which they're asking for their money, which is part of the deal. That's kind of how that
By the
goes.
way, that's where I want that to go.
Okay, well, very sweet of you. Thank you.
Tell the vet to collect it from Choco.
Well, we tried that, and they said Choco bit them on the way out. I did get told a story about when they were putting her to sleep, and they weren't going to tell me, but they thought it was time to close her eyes, so they closed her eyes, and she popped her eyes back open, like not ready.
Yeah.
And fuck, Choco was going out with a fight, so
Yeah.
they were convinced she only had 24 hours left.
It's rough.
Oh yeah, believe me, I know.
When she left, I knew she was coming back because she'd been doing so much better the past couple of days. So it was a shock. But at least I got to see her at her best. And I don't know how my son had the strength to do what he did, because I didn't. That shit's hard.
Oh yeah.
When you got to be the guy to go there and do that, and his girlfriend was there with him to help him through it, and man. And they took her out for her last meal and everything. Took her to Royals Chicken, whatever she wanted. And shit, and I wanted to be a part of it, but I knew I couldn't. And I was just shocked when I got the call. My gastro stimulator battery needs changed every 4 years, and it was time to get it changed. Okay, all right. I've never even heard of that.
Me either.
This time, however, there were complications that made it more difficult. Damn. No, I've never even heard of such a thing.
Is that like a pacemaker for your intestines?
I know they have them for your bladder now. I know somebody that has it's in her ass to control her bladder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got pacemakers for every damn
fun.
thing now.
That
I wouldn't
sounds
sit
like
down the
fun.
rest of my life if something was embedded in there.
Be afraid it'd go off. And go, oh.
Yeah. It's like when they were talking about Bagwell getting those calf implants. I would never walk again. I would just be laying down, face down the rest of my life.
I didn't know he did that for appearance purposes.
Yeah, and they ruptured and he got sick off of them. So he had to get them taken out.
Well, I would almost, I hate to say it, but I almost say he deserved it.
Yeah.
I mean, because you want your calves to look better. I remember
Right.
Bobby Eaton used to tell me all the time. He says, Kenny, I'd do anything to have your calves. I said, well, I don't know that they've gotten me anything. I said, yeah, I think you're all right.
Bubba has big calves.
Who's out?
Bubba.
Bubba who?
Dudley, Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, whatever the hell he is.
I never paid any attention. I always I tell you who amazes me how thin his legs are is Brock Lesnar. To be as jacked as he is, he's of course can't say this to his face, but he's almost got bird legs.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to try and take him out, his legs would be the first thing I'd go for.
I was reading his book, and as a sophomore, he was only 180. So I think he just put a lot of muscle on a small frame.
Well, there's a reason for that. There was a reason. There were 3 or 4 of them at OVW that got in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I read the article.
They'd be getting some shit in the mail.
Uh-huh.
And guess who got them out of their trouble? WWE. And there was Brock and a few others. I dropped you 99, so I challenge everyone to beat it by 1 penny or more. Well, good luck on that. Hang on. I think he's acting like he's already sent it. Let me check.
Yeah, he said I dropped.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. 99.99. I misquoted. It was 99.99. He's trying to get somebody to beat it by a penny.
It's a sales price right there.
That's right.
Where did you want that money to go,
If
Jeff?
it was $99.97, you'd know it was a clearance price.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you would know then, because that's the that is the surefire way to know that shit. And let's see here. Yeah, I did get offered a deal on Venmo because I got my new Venmo card in today, and they offered me a new deal for $2.99 a month for Disney and Hulu. My Kodi has not been working as good as it's been working lately. My son's got to come over here and do a reset on it. Is there much going on Disney and Hulu that I would give a shit to see, even for $2.99 a month for both?
Yeah, I've been on Hulu a lot lately, and my kids do the Disney shit. I actually got the no commercial one for like.
Well, if I'm going to get it, that's what I'm going to get. I need to see if the $2.99 is the no commercial.
No,
Because
actually, you know what?
Because I won't sit there and watch the commercials.
Mine is Max, Hulu, and Disney, and it's like $35 with no commercials.
Oh, yeah, I've had my, but we'll see. As long as my Kodi's working correctly, I don't need any of that because all I got to do is just type in a show and Kodi brings it up, no matter what it is. No matter what movie, how old or anything, like the new Mission Impossible movie or How to Train Your Dragon or any of the 28 years later, I'm looking forward to seeing. But my
like
Kodi
in the old days when the tech nerds had like a paperclip.
Cody's kind of being selective about what it's playing right now. So I need to get him to take a look at it and see what the deal is.
Oh, that means they're about to crack down on you.
Now, Jeff, other than the autograph picture for me, is there anything else I can do for you for helping us out like that? Let me know. And like I said, I'm already going to get you the water bottle, the flag, the boss card. just if there's anything here I've got or anything you've seen me show on the show, if there's anything I can do, let me know. 10:01 p.m. right now. So we've been on 59 minutes and 45 seconds. So when did you get back from Nebraska?
Actually, a couple of days ago, but American fucked up bad.
America fucked up bad?
No, America. Well, yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
too, but yeah,
I've seen the
American
press
Airlines.
conferences today. Yeah, I've seen that.
We obliterated them.
I got rebooked 4 times in a matter of an hour and a half. The whole while there was a goddamn direct flight 2 terminals down. I mean, it was a clusterfuck. I'm actually going to just do a show on it because it's just it's a long story, but it ends with me not getting my bags until 2 days later, and my goddamn wheel broke off. So, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, it was a clusterfuck from the moment I walked in the airport.
I was talking to my son about going overseas. He's done it a few times, and I, needless to say, never have. But I did not realize there are absolutely no direct flights from Louisville to Manila, or just about anywhere. And you have to go to California to get a direct flight.
San Francisco or something like that.
Or San Francisco, something like that. You got to go from the West Coast to get a direct flight. And one of the flights is here to Texas, Texas to Colorado, Colorado to San Francisco, and then you make it to the Philippines.
Well, and you're lucky if you don't have to stop at Seoul or somewhere.
Yeah,
else
normally Seoul is one of the stops. Normally, Seoul, South Korea is one of the stops. I remember when I was going to go see Jenny and was scheduling my flight, and then COVID hit and I had to cancel. But Seoul was going to be my layover for, God, I think it was like 8 hours in Seoul, South Korea. And then COVID hit and that ended that shit. So probably a good thing it did.
Yeah,
So,
you imagine getting stuck there.
There's
Relying on witch doctors and shit.
yeah, I get, yeah, exactly.
Say, Kenny Gray, you're in the hospital. Here's 4,000 pesos of medicine. You can't leave till you pay for it.
Yeah,
Can't leave till you pay for it. No, Venmo no good here. Venmo no good.
picture Kenny busting out like Godzilla.
Yeah, well,
like
I've pictured these hospitals trying to tell me, knowing the size of the average Filipino person, that they're telling that they can't leave, and a lot of them women. And I'm trying to picture if they were to tell me, and I was in reasonably decent enough. I mean, even the health I'm in now, yeah, my knees, back, and hip are bad. But if I want to leave, chances are pretty goddamn good, whether it's a restaurant, this house, or wherever. I'm going to leave, and there's not anybody in this building that's going to keep me in here. So I would like to see how that would go. And then, of course, my son
starts to like Jerry Graham.
Yeah, try to tell my son he can't leave a hospital if he doesn't pay his 50 pesos or whatever the fuck.
Just stand.
So, but I guess they bring in the army to take you down. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they do. But they're all terrified to try to leave that hospital. I know that.
Even that kind of seems like not much of a threat, doesn't it?
Yeah. I haven't gone head to head with any armies lately, so I don't know. Oh God. So what else we got? So yeah, we're definitely going to try to take care of Natasha on her kids' school supplies. That'll be a surprise to her, because I keep trying to explain to her, well, we've got a lot of people that have been ahead of you. Eunice's mother on the medication, Gwen and Eunice needed iron tablets. We got them 1 round, but they need a 2-month supply, according to the school physician, school doctor. And it's been one thing after another lately, and apparently little Art Gel is needing some medication as well. So we'll try to get all that worked on after the show. And if there's anybody else out there, I mean, every $10 goes a long way, guys. And I sent a shitload of you the receipts. I know many of you tell me that you don't need them, but I sent those SendWave transactions, and that does not include what Bob sends on his own. What we send out of PayPal, I don't normally send those. SendWave is probably 90% of my transactions, at least 85.
Don't take those donations for granted. Like those.
About another, what's that now?
I said, don't take those donations for granted. Like when you, as far as your taxes go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, but the good thing about the 501c3, we're allowed to take in as much as $50,000 a year. It says if I don't file my taxes for 3 years, then they're going to do away with my 501c3. So I got that going for me.
Scot free by then.
but no, and it says right on my form, well, you have to donate 5% of what you take in. So
what Kenny originally thought that meant was you have to give 5% more than you take in. So he was actually spending more money.
He was hot as fish grease, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I gotta spend that money?
No, because according to Bob, I'd save 25% if I'd done that. Because Bob had calculated that I was giving away about 30% of my money, and I never tracked it. I mean, as long as I had the money to pay my bills, and occasionally if I want to get something I want, as long as I had enough money, I didn't really give a shit.
Yeah, you just don't think about it.
You just didn't think about it. Somebody needs something. Do I have enough money to pay my shit? Okay, all right. And I just never thought about it that much. But when you add up, like SendWave tells me, I think we've sent out over $8,000 on SendWave already. And that's just SendWave. It doesn't include PayPal, what Bob sends, and sometimes other people will make a donation directly too. I know Michael Ryder's done that a few times, and a couple of others. And then they found out, well, if I do that, they hound me every day instead of Kenny. Yeah, that's how that works. I'm kind of the filter. Bob will tell you that it's a lot better to have them bother me than anyone else, because I guess I'm built for it and most people aren't. Because it can be a lot. It can be a lot.
Well, when they bother me, they end up with a different response than when they bother you. When they bother you,
I say direct those to Kenny, please.
I've only had to block a couple recently.
No, I just do this.
Yeah, one of them got mad. I forgot what one of it was. One of the young girls, and she was furious at me over something. Maybe it was me helping someone else instead of her. I forgot what it was, and that's what got one of our long time. That's what got one of our long time that tried to guilt me. Well, yeah, you go ahead. You got your favorites. You go ahead and help them.
Yeah, I know.
No one's got
more than you like me.
You. Yeah, no one's got more money than you, but you're going to try to shame me for helping someone else. And so that will set me on fire quicker than anything if you try to shame me for helping someone else. Or claiming, well, you go ahead and help your favorites. And that's what this young one did, who was only like 19 or 20. And she tried to crying faces and everything. I just helped her recently. And then I get crying face. Well, you helped so-and-so. You didn't help me.
Well, and then we get a lot of the, well, it's only this much.
Do you have that much? Then don't use the word only.
And then they go, but please,
Kenny, would you like to buy my Shure microphone or my Blue Yeti? It's only $1,000. Well, do you have $1,000? No.
Yeah. Well, please, Kenny, sad face. Oh, well, sad face emoticons, that makes money.
Well, I'll tell you who is the worst at the word only, and it's my sweet little tennis player Eunice.
Yes.
But Daddy, it's only. Do you have that much? Well, don't use the word only. It's at the outrageous low price of $555. Do you have $555? Well, don't use the word only. So, and the other thing that burns me up, and I yell at Eunice about this almost every day, because every day there's something going on somewhere. And to their defense, I'm helping Yaeling's family, Gwen's family, medications for Eunice's mother. They've been fucking her on her pay. Supposedly she's getting her check today. I can only hope to God that this happens. I'll believe in God if she gets paid today. I'll convert.
Mark that.
So we're filtering a few families through Eunice's family. So that's why there's so much help going through that one home. And Yaeling needed school uniforms, or they weren't going to let her participate in shit she needed to participate in. So it was $10 for about 20 for 2 uniforms. I think it was $9 a uniform, and but they weren't going to let the kid participate in the school functions if she didn't have her uniform. And it's hotter than shit over there, and they got these little kids, from age 4 to however old, And why we need to know they go to school here. Well, they all have a uniform. Those uniforms are interchangeable at about 8 fucking schools. So I don't know. I've never been much on the school uniform thing anyway, but they claim that it keeps people from picking on the kids. Well, what do? They pick on them if they ain't got a uniform. If they ain't got the money for a uniform, they bully the kids. That's what's going on with Yay Ling right now. Little 8, 9-year-old girl, maybe 10. So much
Getting bullied for not having a uniform.
The other Filipino thing that it does drive me crazy is when they say, I need 400 pesos to go to the doctor for transportation. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then when they're at the doctor, they go, I need 400 pesos more to get back home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they don't tell you the whole story at once.
And for their medication, which they forgot to tell you about. Right. So I'm only allowed 6 to 10 transactions a day through Sendwave. And then when 4 of them are to one family because they didn't tell me how much they needed overall, and then I wasted 4 transactions, and I'll get to the end of the day and I can't send anybody else no more money. And I have to wait 24 fucking hours before I can do anything. So I keep trying to tell them, let me know what the total is, and then we'll go from there. I can't 350 peso, 500, which I do a lot because I think that's all they need. And fortunately with Sendwave, there's no minimum. Bob and I, was it Pangea that it had to be $20 minimum?
$20 minimum, yeah.
Yeah. So Pangea fucked some people out of getting help because we didn't always have the $20. At least with this, if they need a uniform that costs $8, we can send them $8.
Well, especially if they need $10, right, and you send them 20, are they going to hold on to the other 10 for the next time they get something? Heck no.
They are not. They are not.
Party time.
And I am notorious. Bob's not, because I watch Bob's transactions. I am notorious for sending an extra 50, 100, 150, 200 pesos sometimes. Here's a little extra. Bob don't do that shit unless I ask him.
A penny.
You need 800 pesos. Here's 750.
It's down to the peso about. And there's a reason for it. Well, I sent you I've looked at all your transactions. I sent you about 500 extra pesos. Where's that at? Oh, daddy. Okay, well, I think I know what's good. No, we don't have that no more. And yeah. So sometimes you try to be nice. And 100 extra pesos is $2 fucking.
Oh,
and you try not to make too big of a deal out of it. And 100 pesos, it'll buy them a hamburger and some French fries. If they're at school and on their way home.
Yeah,
it might put a little gas in the motorcycle.
Yeah, sometimes the idea isn't the $2. It's you need to learn to live within your budget.
Right.
And
you don't expect
they said that is the one thing going on right now that American is Gen Z. What are the kids that are out of college now getting? Is that the Gen Z bunch?
Yeah,
Gen Z, Gen Alpha.
I just found out. I was booking hotels in Nashville, and I said, "Yeah, I used to live in Antioch." They said, "Oh." They said, "Oh, you used to live in Antioch." I said, "Yeah." They said, "Oh God." They said, "Kenny, you go there now, you're either going to get shot, ran off the road." Somebody's going to bump your car. And really? I said, Antioch was the prestigious place to be when I lived there back in the 80s. Oh, no. I said, yeah, I used to go to Hickory Hollow Mall. Oh, that's been closed down. Wasn't safe to go to the mall no more. Well, I used to go to Target. Oh, that's been closed down. Wasn't safe to go to Target. Well, I lived in Sutton Place apartments. Oh, those have been shut down. It's too dangerous to live there. Okay, well, I used to go to Shoney's. Oh, God, no. No, that's been closed for a year. I said, well, what the hell's there? It's just crime. I said, in Antioch. And she said, but listen to this shit. She says, we moved to Antioch 31 years ago. And I'm 65, so that would have been when I was about 34, I guess. So I was long gone from Nashville by then. She moved to Nashville when I was 34. I moved there when I was 26. She said rent in Antioch 34 years ago was $1,200 a month. I said, ma'am, I live in Louisville, Kentucky, in one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in Louisville, Kentucky. And my rent still, and I'm bitching about my rent because it went up $133 and I still do not pay $1,000 a month. And I got for what I've got is a pretty nice place. 13-foot windows. 10-foot windows, 13-foot ceilings, and big ass rooms compared to what a lot of people have around here. And I said, I still ain't paying. I said, well, what does it cost to live there now? She said, last we saw anywhere from $1,800 to $2,200 a month. I said, in a crime-ridden area.
Wow.
I said, well, my boss lives in Brentwood. She said, yeah, Brentwood's where we moved instead of Antioch. She said it was $650 a month there 31 years ago. So I said, well, $650 is what I paid when I moved in here 8 years ago.
Wow.
8 years ago, I paid $650. It's now $950. And I'm bitching about it because it went from $833 to $950. She said, well, shut the fuck up. But don't live in Antioch. So, wow.
So is that a neighborhood or a suburb?
Antioch is a suburb of Nashville, about 15 to 20 miles south of downtown Nashville, if that far.
I'm guessing that's
Murfreesboro's 30 miles away. If you've heard of Murfreesboro.
Yeah, I have.
And so Antioch is probably less than 15 miles away. And I'm checking. Let me see where we stand on donations so far. There we go.
Thanks for the info, Zach. On that.
If somebody could donate $10 to PayPal, that will get us to a mark to where we can help an extra family. Who out there has an extra $10 that they could donate to PayPal? And
out of 26 of you, I'll take 2 cents a 5. I said out of 26 of you.
Yeah, out of 26 of you. We're looking to get $10 more in PayPal, and that will let us help an extra family. Out of all the donations we got, nothing went to Cash App, and 20 went to Venmo. Everything else looks like went to PayPal. Yeah, there it is. And feel free to use for as you see fit for the kids or Choco. I had to. Oh Lord.
This is going to be
Jeff, and I've never had to do this because our rabbit ran away because he liked to play in the backyard, and he got into the weeds once, and we lost him. We didn't get him back, but we've had a couple of pet rabbits, and Jeff said he recently had to put his pet rabbit down, and we had. I think Saudi was the name of one of our rabbits. Christopher named it. And I'll have to ask him what the second rabbit was.
How long do they generally live?
We used to let the rabbit get out of the cage and run around because he'd jump up in your lap and cuddle with you and watch TV. He loved to be petted. He thought he was a dog, I guess, or a cat. But we'd let him out of the cage. But the problem is if he peed on the carpet. Nothing smelt worse than rabbit pee. Oh, my God.
Worse than cat piss?
Oh, you could have 10 cats piss on your carpet, and you would shake their paws and thank them for covering up the smell of the one rabbit that peed on the carpet.
Jesus.
Oh, it was horrible. It was the worst pee I've ever smelled was rabbit pee. I don't know if Jeff will back me up on this or not. But, yeah.
How long do they live? Like, if they lived a long time.
Oh, God, Bob, you've been criticized here. They're doing the assumptive close. Art Gel's mother sent their Gcash account. I'm sorry.
Is it Gcash? Up to 12 years, by the way.
They have Gcash. They did. She's and Art Gel says, Daddy, I hope Uncle Bob won't get wrong to send if someone donate to me, Daddy.
You might get wrong to send.
That is what I love. I've already taught this kid the assumptive close.
Yeah.
Now Coltrane.
When he sends me the money that that I'm getting.
Now Coltrane, when you send me that extra $10,
it'll be wrong to send.
That's called the assumptive close.
Like I sell that for $20. Will that be Visa or MasterCard?
So Bob, let me send you where this money goes.
I don't want it to be wrong to send after
all.
You don't.
And then I will reread it.
Art Gel, I believe, is Angela Angeles, as opposed to de Los Angeles. This is what they can.
Yeah, it is Angela. Yeah, it's Angela de Los Angeles. Yeah, that is correct. I just sent it to you. Yeah, I hope Uncle Bob won't get wrong to send. Well, at least we know Art Gel's typing these. I hope Uncle Bob won't get wrong to send if someone donate to me, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Sometimes it's better to be the uncle Sometimes it's better to be the uncle than the daddy. Sometimes it is.
Yeah, the uncle can just bounce for a little while.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how much they need, Bob. Daddy, I didn't go to school today because I have fever and a cough.
But
we
I don't have any
rice,
rice, so maybe
we don't have rice.
$200.
Yeah, we don't have rice, and we don't have money to pay for a motorcycle to go to school. My head is spent.
I didn't have a motorcycle to go to school when I was, 10 or 11.
Well, they mean to pay the tricycle. They got to.
I still had to ride my bicycle like 2 miles.
I had to walk uphill in the snow and the flames.
No, you didn't go both ways uphill because I went and it was only uphill one way. I went.
You know what? Technically,
the other way was downhill, and you slid all the way home.
Right.
I had a hill that
you went wee all the way home, sliding down the hill.
At the very top of the church, that was the top of the hill, and then it went down the other side. So you had to struggle with your bike up there, but it was a reward on the other side.
Well, Bob, what do you think Art Gel is needing? They need rice, which is probably about 1,500 for 25 kilograms. Need some medication. That's probably about 500 pesos, I guess.
Needs about $40, I'd guess.
Give or take.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We got 8 more minutes here.
Well, let me just do a quick Pangea send wave, whoever one she's on. Let me look and see which one. Angela de Los Angeles. Let's see if I pay with. All right. So if she needs,
is that what they're on? Are they on a Pangea?
Yeah, they're on Pangea, but that's okay. So if I send them 2,500 pesos, that is 2,500. It's about $45.
About 45.
Yeah.
Hang on here.
Dear Uncle Bob, please make sure that you send me the extra money with a fine because you sent it to the wrong place one time a long time ago.
Well, how much help can we get in the next 7 or 8 minutes to go towards this $45, $50? I guess 45 that we got to send to her family because we still got a few other families we need to help too, including at least 1,700 pesos going to Natasha's family. Because I've been putting her off for 2 weeks. Medication for Eunice's family for 3 different people. So we got some money going out. So if we could make a dent in this 45 in the next, say, 10 minutes, that would be great. For whoever can do that.
Well, just do it, people. Yeah, a couple
people
piled off.
We had 30. Maybe people thought we were leaving. We just dropped a little bit.
Yeah, we got to
TC from the NC donated $10 of that. So thank you, TC.
Thank you, TC.
Thank you, TC.
So there's 10 of it. Thank you, TC. He said he might be a little late getting to the show tonight. And Randy Macho Man Sanderly hadn't had much to say tonight. He was in here early, and then we haven't seen him say a whole lot. He did send 20 over to Venmo. Bob, what I might have to do is kick over that 20 of you. Or that 20 from Venmo, and to go towards that, because I don't know if I can do anything with it anyway. The way my Venmo's been fucking up. So, hang on here. Yeah, TC says I was real age. Oh boy.
Sucks when it escapes when you're trying to say something.
I noticed the Filipino flag is bigger than my BS flags. I must look how much dramatic bigger the Filipino flag is. I've only got one. I think there's more. I think I got more Filipino flags put into a little area there. And the Cincinnati Reds, we beat the Yankees 5 out of 6 the last 2 years. I got to go back 2 years to do that. We didn't do so good in that last game. And I think we're going to Fenway Park. We got 3 in Boston coming up, I think. We got 3 in Fenway. Reds have a murderer's row coming up. We have got to play the Padres, Boston. We just got done with New York. We had a tough series. The Cardinals. We had a tough series with the Cardinals. We got the Cubs coming up. God, I saw that schedule. The only break we got 2. Colorado is like 18 and 69.
Jeez.
They got. Did you see how they lost yesterday?
I didn't.
It's the sixth or the seventh. It's the sixth or the seventh inning. Rain is pouring down in Colorado. The announcers are pointing out this will probably be the last pitch. They're going to have to cover this field up. These raindrops are just pouring down. Pops it up in the infield, a mile high. Second baseman thinks he's got it. The wind starts blowing around. He's telling everybody, I ain't got it. First baseman's looking around. He's covering his head up. The ball first baseman by about 2 feet. There's 2 out in the bottom of the 6th inning, or top of the 6th inning. The ball missed the first baseman's head by about 2 or 3 feet. Bounces up, 2-run score, and the Dodgers end up winning it because they never played any more ball. And the Dodgers win it 2-0 on an infield pop in the rain that got lost in the wind and the rain. And if they had just covered the field up, it would have been nothing in the 6th. And it would have been a suspended game. Bill, I do not believe that you go to bed at 10:30 at night. Why is it you bail out on us so early every time?
Every night.
Now, Billy, are you still good for your July thing you said you were going to do? Because Billy wants to do the show. I told him if he honored his $200 pledge for the posters, then we were going to let Billy do the show with us for at least 15, 20 minutes coming up here in the near future. So, Billy, yeah, if you're still good and you honor that, then that's what we will do.
If you do your thing, Billy, because
Yeah.
not saying that you've been
But
lax
saying.
about it. But saying,
Right.
yeah.
Now, do you have a way to send? You probably don't have a way to send Art Jill that receipt, do you?
I do not. No.
All right, hang on here.
Transaction things.
Let me see if I can find her.
Like I've got all the Filipinos blocked on purpose.
There's Art Jill. Let me see if I can find Angela.
I think if they're in the Philippines, I've blocked them. Just kind of.
I have a whole Philippine groupie crowd.
I actively block pretty much everybody from the show except Kenny and Coltrane.
Probably a good choice.
There's your money to help you with rice, medicine, and maybe some transportation money. Looks like to be over 2,400 pesos there. Tell your mother to spend the money wisely. Negotiate your best deal on rice. And thank Uncle Bob for sending it to the right
box of pinwheels and Oreos.
Well,
Hydrox, not Oreos. You got to go with the Hydrox.
Oh yeah, yep.
Thank you, Uncle Bob.
I mean, actual pinwheels.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Okay, so yeah, Art Jill just got the message there. Negotiate your best price on the rice, Angela. Art Jill mentioned that she needed some medication for being sick and transportation to go to school. So hopefully this will solve your problems or at least put a big dent in it. All right. She says she will tell Mama. All right. All right, let me see what I got in Venmo here real quick. Okay, Bob, it looks like I got 30 in Venmo, so I'm going to send that to you here. Hopefully. Pay your request. Now I got to find you, John Way 12, Bob Hazel. All right, hang on here. Hang on, Bob. Pay. What is this for? I hate Bob.
Still.
Fan club, apparently, right?
Okay, hang on here, Bob. All right, you should have $30 in your Venmo account. You sent Bob a payment. Get 73% off Disney and Hulu for 3 months.
Well, there you go.
Bundle Disney and Hulu together for $2.99. It does not say if that's the commercial-free version. You can almost bet it's not.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee not.
You can almost bet it's not. All right. All righty. Yeah, because that's the money that TC sent the 10 and Randy Macho Man sent 20. So that's the 30 out of Venmo. And you know what? Like an idiot, I should have saw if I could get my Venmo to work again with Sendwave, but I didn't. So.
Womp, womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp. What do you do?
Nothing.
And let's see. You paid Bob. There we go. Just put that into the transaction portal. Speaking of, who was it that the Mavericks got him? How the fuck the Mavericks get the number one pick?
What was the payback for giving Luka to the Lakers?
Boy, that was a bad deal for the Lakers, wasn't it?
So the Lakers would have had the number one pick?
No. This is how it works in the NBA.
Yeah, you have to explain
your
something
star
to me,
player
something ain't adding up.
You trade your star player to Los Angeles,
Okay.
and as a result, you get the number one draft pick. New Orleans sent Anthony Davis to the Lakers. They get the number one draft pick.
Really?
They sent Paul George to the Clippers. They got the number one draft pick.
Well,
Mavericks
that seems
sent
stupid as
Luka-
shit.
Well, it's a conspiracy, Kenny. It's not like they admit it. It's just
And they have like those 14-way trades and shit.
Well, I don't follow it enough to know.
It's all giant conspiracy.
As a matter of
to make
fact, when
LA
I heard
better.
Cooper Flag went to Dallas, I heard it was a mock draft, but it was the real draft, right?
No, the Mavericks had a 1.8% chance of drawing the number one pick in the draft lottery, and
Did they
miraculously
have
after sending
Wait a minute. They had a 1.8% chance, and
yes,
fuck.
but they got paid back for helping out the Lakers. That's the way
Didn't that
it
happen to the
works.
Magic when Shaq was?
that is
being
not the
drafted?
part. That's
I
not the
think
parlay.
so.
That's not the parlay that Coltrane's been playing.
Oh hell no!
His one. All right, here's a lengthy message here. Thank you, Daddy
Oh,
Kenny, for helping with our rice, medicine, for our transportation, school, for our bug spray. Thank you for everyone give support, Daddy Kenny. Help Filipino. God bless everyone. Have a golden heart, and always share their blessings with others. I think somebody might have helped Art Joe with that one.
It sounds like one of them long-winded dudes.
Rather lengthy one there out of the mouthy Art Joe.
Yes.
Thank you, Art Joe. Well, let's thank Tyler Cox. Let's thank Randy Macho Man Satterley and
Let's
Uncle
thank,
Bob,
Zach Bonifer,
Uncle Bob.
Zach Bonifer,
some guy
who
named
$12.41.
It's a name named Zindy Jade.
Well, I'm talking about the Venmo money alone as of right now.
The Jade Cargill of podcasting, Jade Zen.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's that? Just
There you go.
Coggamok.
Let's see here. Well, let's see. It is 10:30 at night. I think we've done all we can do here. I need to get with Natasha and figure out how to get her money and get the medication money to Eunice's family, or Gwen, Eunice, and Eunice's mother. Hopefully Eunice's mother gets her check today. Hello, Giselle. I hope you noticed me. Well, I did.
You noticed her.
I did. You got in here a little late, though. I think everybody done eating up all the money, though.
Yes, I hope you noticed me and the message that I sent you asking for help.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what we're
Steve,
noticing.
if you'd have just done it the way Art Gel did, it might have worked out for you.
You go.
Yeah, you got to do
More
that.
flies with honey.
Got to do that. I don't know if I'm doing anything Saturday or not. I have no idea. Tomorrow is my doctor's appointment. Find out why I'm so goddamn tired all the time and what's going on with my eyes. Then going over to Five Guys. So shout out to the sponsors once again. Arby's, we will be there next week. Five Guys will be there tomorrow. Royals Chicken. Shout out to you guys. It was fun while it lasted. Carrabba's Bar and Grill. Looking to get over there before my son leaves the country. Looking to get back over there. And need to get down to the Fish House again. The Fish House is amazing fish. It's a little bit of a ride from my home, but we're going to get there again real soon. And I might need to go to work on BW3s, being as they are now a part of the Arby's umbrella, because apparently Arby's bought BW3s for 2.9. Was it 2.9 billion?
Sounds like a lot.
I didn't know
That
that.
sounds like a lot of money for BW3s. I don't know what restaurants are worth, but I'd have probably just kept my 2.9 billion and played the lottery or something. What I'd have done. And Blaze Pizza we will be at next week. Blaze told us to promote their $35 special, 3 regular size pizzas, 2 side orders, all for $35. And like I said, me and my son, we can get 1 regular pizza, share it, and we're stuffed. So
Inspire Brands is the actual parent company. Arby's. Well, this was like 2018. So Arby's bought Buffalo Wild Wings way back in the
Oh
day.
wow. So nothing's changed.
yeah, but CNN was just doing reports on it apparently yesterday.
Well,
So,
missed it by
but I think
7
in
years.
2018 it was a proposal. So maybe it got finalized recently because
this article says February 5th, 2018, Arby's completed its deal to buy Buffalo Wild Wings on Monday and created a new company called Inspire.
I guess I have noticed
Brands
more
that
chicken
will
at
oversee-
Arby's. More chicken
well,
sandwiches.
they do. Well, see now when I Google searched it today, it said that from 2018 that it was a proposal. So who the fuck knows? Whatever.
Yeah, so Inspire Brands is a fast food company. They own Arby's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Sonic, Jimmy John's, Mr. Donuts, Dunkin'
Jimmy
Donuts,
John's is
and
who I want to get in
Baskin
good with
Robbins.
too.
I'm
I
not
thought
a
they were
fan
tied
of
in with
Jimmy
Jimmy John's, and I want to get in good with them.
I mean, as far as sandwiches go, I'd just as soon go to Subway or
Very okay.
yeah.
Well, I've
don't
got
get the
$100
deal.
in gift cards to Subway, and we were trying to figure out what it was going to cost me per sandwich to have one made the way I want it. For me to get a chicken teriyaki sandwich made the way I want it was going to cost me $23 fucking dollars, even though they're advertising $6.99 sandwiches.
Yeah,
Buy
you
one for
send me the gift
$6.99,
cards.
get another one for $1. But in order for me to get a sandwich made the way I wanted, it was $23 for a Subway sandwich.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I got $100 in free coupons or free gift cards.
Yeah, you'd have burned that up in one visit.
Burn it up in 4 visits if I go by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I take Chris with me, we're out $50 for 2 sandwiches. If we get them made the way we want them. So
False advertisement.
I think for $6.99 you get bread and a picture of the shit you'd like on it. I think is what you get. So
Yeah, I
but
just
no.
want triple chicken and put 15 slices of cheese on each inch.
But between Subway and Jimmy John's, I like Jimmy John's better. Jimmy John's was handing
Big
out free
bread's
sandwiches during the Breonna Taylor protest here. When me and Chris and Maya were down here in front of my house helping with the protest, Jimmy
If they
John's was
become
coming
a
out handing out
sponsor,
6-cent sandwiches left and right.
I'll happily support Jimmy John's. But
You know, for a
Yeah.
basic sandwich, they are pretty good. And the
They're
bread
fa-
is like
it's-
really filling.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's if you like bread for your sandwich.
Yeah, basic.
Well,
I'd like a
Jimmy
bread
John's in the
sandwich,
near
please.
future. Reach out to BW3. My son goes to BW3s about once or twice a week. A friend of mine wrote me today. It might have been Jeff. I think Jeff Sanford wrote me and said that that BW3s has all you can eat chicken on. Maybe it's Thursdays or Tuesdays for $19.99. I said, hell, I used to go when it was $12.99 all you could eat chicken. It ain't been that long ago. He said, well, maybe it's regional. I said, I don't know.
I haven't seen a BW3 in a long time.
All right. Well, Coltrane, welcome back. Glad you showed up there. Leader of the Gap Band. Leader of the Gap Band. What was that guy's name?
Actually, it looks kind of like a combination. He's like the Black Charlie Daniels. Is what he's.
There you go.
That still don't sound good.
The devil went down to Nebraska looking for anything at all.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
The devil went down to Nebraska. I could see that happening.
Pretty much.
Uh,
yeah.
The devil
Computer.
came from Nebraska.
Who's the lead singer of the Gap Band?
From Discover Los
Charlie
Angeles.
Wilson, I think.
Charlie Wilson
Yeah.
became
Yeah.
punk
Charlie
and R&B as
I knew.
co-founder and lead singer of the Gap Band. With hits like Outstanding and You Dropped a Bomb on Me, turning
Yeah.
backyard barbecues into instant dance parties
Well,
for decades.
Of course.
Damn, she went all into that.
He went all in on Charlie Wilson.
She had an editorial and everything.
Yeah. I thought his name was Charlie Wilson because when he said Charlie Daniels, I think the guy's name is Charlie. But yeah, Charlie Wilson. Yeah.
You're like
and,
Darius Rucker there.
Charlie Daniels is a fiddler.
But Party Train is where he's wearing the hat like you got on, and he's got the 2 backup singers, and the Party Train is just one of my favorite songs and favorite videos. Have you ever? Have you watched
Here's
the
what you
video?
ought to do, Jason. You ought to get your daughters to do a lip sync with you of Party Train and tape that for your show.
And they got to wear the hats like yours.
I
There
got
you
several.
Yeah, dude.
Now, see,
I
look,
don't know.
it's producing for
I
your
don't
show.
know
on there.
I don't know that I would have admitted that on a live podcast, but you just did. I got a lot of them.
over the years.
Wonder how I would look in one of those. Probably like a fat ass white
I'm
cowboy.
sure
You
that
could get it to
Meta
fit
AI
over, you
could.
probably be good.
Well, we had that picture.
They don't
of me
make
wearing
hats
a
that
cowboy.
big.
I don't know if we still have it in our saved pictures or not. Remember, we had one of me in that big ass cowboy hat. Well, we don't have that anymore, do we?
Looking like Hoss.
Yeah, it was very Hall Cartwright-ish.
It was Hangman Adam Bolin, but I think
Hangman Adam Bolin. There you go. That sounds like fun. Raw seemed to be very average this week from what I saw. The highlights, I didn't see anything to get overly excited about. And they're still going through with the Saudi Arabia show, from what I understand. There it is.
There you go.
Me and
yes.
yeah, I got Festus'
name Ruth?
donkey there.
What was her name? Ruth or something like that?
Ruth, yeah, Ruth
Yeah.
was her name. Very good. I was getting ready to quiz that, and you knew it right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ruth.
Right here.
Yeah, Ruth was a good old mule.
Matthew.
Oh, and by the way, somebody tell me that JD Vance ain't wearing eye makeup, and so I call you a liar.
Eyeliner.
What the hell is up with that? Because sometimes you see him and it doesn't look like he's wearing that much eye makeup, and then other times it's like, God damn, that's a lot of eye makeup for nobody to say anything about it.
Oh, yeah, he's got a little bitchiness in him.
God damn. And Pete Hegseth, Boss Hog Bolin. I don't know if we had to go there or not. I don't think that was necessary. But there he went. I got to wear my white suit and my white hat to be Boss Hog Bolin. I used to love Boss Hog, by the way. Them Dukes.
He had a sweet ass Cadillac.
He did. That was good. Well, we both were Cadillac lovers. I just didn't have the one he had.
Oh yeah. You didn't have Enos driving you around either.
I didn't have Enos driving me around.
That was very uncomfortably named Enos.
Enos. And to tell you, I watch way too much daytime news. There's one of the commercials that says, "Now, if you have a rash between your testicles and your taint," I'm going, what? And I
That's
see
a
this
very
commercial
small
like 8 times
area.
a day. If you have, going, really? And we're going to talk about that during the news? Yeah, well, we got product to sell here.
It's
We have
common
product.
enough that we need a product, apparently.
Yeah, we got to sell this shit.
In that
Well, Art
very
Gel,
specific area.
Art Gel, get your medicine, get your rice, get your transportation. Glad we could get your situation helped out there a little bit. And let me, I guess, get off here and find these other people that we need to help and get their Gcash-Os. And if I do something Saturday, you'll find out when I show up. Otherwise, we'll be back here Tuesday all by myself unless Charlie the Train Wilson shows up to help me
Never know.
out.
Never
You
know.
gotta put his picture on the meme. That'll make him show up.
Yeah, and then say my name when you get on it.
Damn it.
And say your name, bitch. So until maybe
Jason
Saturday,
Coltrane. Jason
possibly
Coltrane.
Tuesday.
Jason Coltrane.
That's Bobby. That's the train. I'm the Starmaker, and we did say a good day.